Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Tech Today. In fact, this is a very special one because 2023 draws to a close and we want to round up all the best tech of 2023 that we've experienced, reviewed and, well, shown to you here on Tech Today. And we also want to do a little bit of crystal ball gazing and tell you what to expect in 2024. I'm your host Aayush Ailawadi and this is your favorite technology show, Tech Today. Auto, tech, auto. You can't really speak of 2023 and the best innovations of the year on Tech Today without really talking about the beasts, the massive EVs and the cars we've had on the show and the micro ones as well, because the worlds of auto and tech are deeply intertwined. In fact, a lot of auto companies are now rebranding themselves as tech companies. Is that the Elon Musk effect? Well, we'll discuss that on another show. As this year ender, we have two categories that we want to speak of. One is the best EV we've had on the show, and most importantly, the best tech we've seen on any car in 2023, be it on Mumbai's roads, from Noida to Gurgaon on a single charge, or even in the French vineyards. Well, we've done it all here in this magnificent year on Tech Today, which we're very grateful for. But the best tech that we have seen on a car in 2023 happens to be on the Range Rover SV. Now, when you're talking about Range Rover, it automatically means luxury. And then when you put an SV badge, this is a special edition. Like there's so many special edition variants in the world of tech, in the world of auto. This is the signature of special editions. We've taken this on the highways, we've driven this in the city. It has a V8 engine, but that's only what the auto buff is looking at. This is a statement in itself. There are heads of state, media barons, oil barons, CEOs, founders, everyone aspires to really sit in this car, own this car. You'll see it in Bollywood as well. In fact, you'll see the cheaper Range Rovers. This is the signature special edition. In terms of tech, what really works for it is, it has, well, tech everywhere, ubiquitous, even in the wheels, right? In terms of noise cancellation on the inside, such a smooth drive, screens all over, all the usual bells and whistles from luxury cars. But then PV Pro, the real heart of everything, that is the central infotainment system with its software PV Pro, is outstanding. Never a glitch, never a small blip as well. Everything is seamless. When you sit in this car, even if you sit in it 6 months later, it's like you're back home. And that is a testament to what their teams have done in terms of engineering and tech and design. You see the color as well was something that was a hot favorite on the show. And then, of course, this is an SV, and it's not the only yardstick by which we're judging, but there is a tailgate event suite. You can sit in the back, well, enjoy a nice camping site, Netflix and chill if you want to, with the best sound system. And more importantly, even in the rear seat, this is a four-seater. So not necessarily a family car, but if you're sitting in the rear seat, you can genuinely enjoy the luxury of that whole central console with, wait for it, a fridge. Well, basically, this is luxury tech at its finest. Now, this is not everyone's cup of tea, as much as we'd want to drink this tea. Starting off at 4 crores, there's a few million ways in which, literally a few million ways in which you can customize this car. But there's several things that we've noticed in the automotive space, especially in terms of design, engineering, and tech, which we see today with some of these luxury cars, and in the next 3, 4, 5 years, they're adopted across the spectrum. Things are moving exponentially in automotive, especially when we speak of auto tech. And for now, we can all stand up and take notice of the Range Rover SV, the best car in terms of tech that we've seen in 2023. Well, that's one end of the spectrum with luxury tech. In fact, the best technology we've seen on a car, price being no bar, was the Range Rover SV. But we've driven a bunch of EVs. That's a V8 engine, a bunch of EVs on Tech Today through the course of 2023, all over the world. And they've all been amazing, right? From some of the German stables with the Audis, the Mercedes. Now, they're also quite expensive. But India's most popular EV also happens to be Tech Today's most loved EV as well across our platforms, the Tata Nexon EV. over the years, and now with its facelift and the new 2023 edition, it looks like $1,000,000 from the outside, great tech on the inside which seems to work, and a range that they claim of 465 kilometers. I think you'll get nearly 300 kilometers on that car. You see it all over the road. It was launched a couple of weeks after that. We've seen it all over Mumbai roads, Delhi roads, Bangalore as well. That's the power of the Tata Nexon EV, one of the most popular electric vehicles on Indian roads for all the right reasons. Now, what makes the Tata Nexon EV so popular? One, that it's practical. Two, reliable because it's made in India. Third, the fact that it comes with a 40.5 kilowatt battery pack, which can be charged from, say, 10 to 100% in 6 to 8 hours with the home charger that you get. So overnight, you can always charge the car. You want to, top it up on the highway with a fast charge. You can do that maybe up to 80% in under an hour, 56, 57 minutes. That's no mean feat. I think before the superchargers of the Teslas and what have you actually come to India, this is the most practical option. It looks really good now as well. And that's why it's the best EV of 2023. In a David and Goliath contest, there's always one particular character that gets the special mention, but we want to make a special mention to the little one and a massive effort from MG with the MG Comet. Look, it is tiny and it is an absolute eyeball grabber on the roads. We tested the Comet across 3 states on a single charge. That's Noida to Delhi and then Delhi to Gurgaon. Eventually got back as well, all on a single charge with that tiny battery pack. But there's a couple of things they could have done better. One, the fact that you cannot fast charge that vehicle, so you're stuck to a charger which will take 6 to 8 hours at home. That is one hindrance. But if you keep that aside and you look at the pricing and what you're getting in that package, that does deserve a special mention. I think in the next rendition, that will be a very popular EV on Indian roads. Okay, I'm not going to be peeking any further with the 30x zoom on this device. Any guesses about this device? Well, I'll leave it for the ending of this segment because this that I have in my hand is the best camera phone that we've tested on Tech Today. The best camera on a smartphone, to be precise. Any guesses? Well, let me tell you a little bit more. The best AI features, fantastic build quality, stock Android, looks and feels good. I think I gave it away. It's none other than the Pixel 8 Pro. Done a fantastic job, much improved. The camera is great in low light. The video's gotten so good as well. AI Magic Sound Eraser. So often we've recorded stuff on this vertically and horizontally, and our camera team and I have sort of goofed up there and the audio's not come through. We managed to really drown out all that ambient sound using some of the features on this device. Without a doubt, the best camera on a smartphone for us on Tech Today is the Pixel 8 Pro. So now that we've told you the best camera on a smartphone in 2023, there's still 2 more categories to do with smartphones because there's so much happening in that space. Number 1, a new category this year is the best foldable. And along with that is the overall best smartphone on Tech Today in the year 2023. Now, the best foldable is an easy one to pick because usually it happens to be the Samsung Galaxy Fold. This year was the Z Fold 5. But wait. If you spoke to me before the end of the year, I would speak about the Z Fold 5. But now that we've experienced the OnePlus Open, it's a whole new world out there. Lo and behold, the best foldable of 2023 on Tech Today, the OnePlus Open. Let me clarify, when you speak of the Galaxy Fold 5, honestly, it was one of the best foldables of 2023. But then came along the OnePlus Open, and every sort of gripe or complaint that you could have had with a foldable has been sort of alleviated and sort of mitigated with this particular device. Flagship camera, they've put it out there. Fast charging, proprietary OnePlus style, they put it out there. Most importantly, form factor. Now this seemed very pocketable, and the S Pen, the software, had all the main features of the Samsung ecosystem. But when you speak of the phone being closed, you want innovation over there, because this is not a phone you can use all the time from this screen. So what you have to do is open it up. You can do that with this as well. But then here again, there is a winner, and it happens to be the OnePlus Open, because the crease that became the hindrance is gone with the OnePlus Open. You almost cannot see it. When you shut this phone closed, it still feels like an Android flagship. And when you're multitasking on this, they've really taken things to the next level. You can really play around with a bunch of windows, keep them floating on top of each other. It's a new approach, a new use case. And for that, this is an almost perfect foldable. And this is also one of the almost perfect foldables. But the best foldable of 2023 on Tech Today is the OnePlus Open. And now it's the moment you've all been waiting for on Tech Today, the best smartphone that we used in 2023. But before we get to that, there's a one more thing moment, a bunch of special mentions. In terms of innovation and improving, the best improvement from the last year has to go to the Nothing Phone 2. A huge bump up as well, and something that we appreciate is what Oppo's done with the Fine N3 as well. But these were the special mentions. So many more. Everyone's really been trying to level up, barring a couple of players. But one consistent winner overall, when you're talking about performance, battery, ecosystem, I think I gave it away with ecosystem, happens to be this powerhouse, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the best smartphone on Tech Today in 2023. Now you might ask, why not the iPhone 15, 15 Plus or 15 Pro if you're going for an iPhone? Well, it's the iPhone 15 Pro Max because Apple has really distinguished between all of these models, and this is the ultimate camera setup. So much so that they could actually shoot a keynote on this device and really fool a lot of us. And we have managed to shoot a lot of shows on the go on the 15 Pro Max. In terms of the overall video output, this is universally acceptable. What they're doing with the 5x telephoto that only comes on this device, what they're doing with action mode, the vlogging, microphones as well. So often we don't need to use microphones. This device is an absolute powerhouse. We all know it comes with that A17 Pro chip. We know that it comes with titanium on the sides. That whole titanium thing was a little overstated because it's only a part of it which is titanium. Durability-wise, it's fine, but it's the camera and the chipset where all that magic has happened. And one thing that people weren't necessarily willing to adopt early on was this action button. But you know us on Tech Today, we did a little bit of tech jugaad with the iPhone 15 Pro Max and made one of the best smartphones ever, the smartest smartphone ever, by replacing Siri with ChatGPT using this action button. So now when I talk to it, I can say, hey, can you help me make a plan for the next Liverpool match? And can we order pizza for the same with all my best friends?
Absolutely. Let's plan it out. Which date is the Liverpool match? And how?
So that's what we did with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. You can obviously check out the entire video as to how to do this using shortcuts on the Tech Today platforms, on social, on our website. And of course, you can always find one of our older episodes. But for now, the number one smartphone on Tech Today in 2023 is undisputedly the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now, when it comes to the best wearable that we've tested on Tech Today in 2023, there's a lot of new contenders, and they're not necessarily smartwatches or glasses and stuff like that. Yes, we tried Snap's new glasses. We've also figured out what's happening with these wearable rings. Very cool things. I think the Luna ring deserves a special mention because we really did track a lot of metrics with that as well. But the one contender, especially after last week's episode, where you guys put me up to a challenge to ditch my smartphone and rely only on my wearable. That's when I realized the importance of the Apple Watch Ultra 2, because with this, we lasted a whole day on a single charge, no smartphone, calls, messages, all managed over here, music managed over here. I ended up taking a break, shooting the show, playing football, doing a workout, and boarding a flight without any printout of any tickets, without a boarding pass, all on this one device. And honestly, while we're seeing so much innovation in the wearable space, there's a lot more to do for a lot of these tech companies to really catch up with the functionality, the practicality, and the use case that is the Apple Watch Ultra 2, the best wearable on Tech Today in 2023. Fun fact, we're shooting this action-packed episode in the period in between Christmas and New Year's Eve. I'm out here on a lovely evening, a weekday evening apparently in Mumbai, and it seems like a ghost town. No one seems to be here. It means that everyone has taken their leave very seriously, wrapping it all up, but we're working here on Tech Today. We're going to be here enjoying this. It's so much fun to actually have the place to yourself. You can actually hear the birds chirping and the AQI coming down a bit, hoping it gets better. But now we want to talk about the best laptop, travel companion, all-in-one workstation on Tech Today in 2023. There's a bunch of special mentions, of course. Through the year, we've seen a bunch of Android tablets from OnePlus and Xiaomi that were quite a good bang for your buck. You have the iPads, the usual contenders, and then you had Windows laptops as well. That Asus ZenBook Fold really caught our eye, but a lot of you all thought it was not entirely practical. We had a bunch of Windows laptops on the show, Android tablets as well. The GeoBook was something interesting in the budget category. But what is the best tech that we have seen on an all-in-one workstation, right? There is only one answer for that one, and that happens to be the MacBook Pro, the new one with M3 Max. This is the 14-inch version, and we've had 16-inch versions before, 13-inch versions. I think this is the sweet spot in terms of size, brilliant display, a powerhouse of a chipset. You can have all your editing features on the go. Honestly, battery life, which has kept us going through the course of the day. So if you're editing the show on the move, that is possible as well. It's light, it's got a great battery. You don't need to keep plugging it in to the charger all the time. It's got an M3 Max, which is probably the most powerful chipset on a MacBook ever. Actually, it is the most powerful one on a MacBook, arguably one of the most powerful and fastest chipsets on any laptop ever. You have all of that housed in this tiny 14-inch body, great display, edit several streams of 4K on the go, several applications in science, medicine, education, research, and for content creators, this is the one-stop shop, the all-in-one solution, and that's why it's a late entrant in terms of chronological order. It's come a couple of months ago, but it's made it to 2023 and it's made it with a bang. The new MacBook Pro with M3 Max, the best laptop we reviewed on Tech Today. We talk about the best tech of 2023, it would be amiss if we didn't speak of the best headphones or TWS earbuds. What about audiophiles? We can't leave them out of the mix as well, right? We spoke about all the big boy toys, but this is an accessory that is really getting very popular. And 2023 has seen a bunch of launches. We've reviewed a bunch of them across Tech Today's platforms. Special mentions to a couple of them that didn't make it right up to the top. The Nothing Ear 2. Came in an all-black edition, very good audio quality, very competitive price point. Some people didn't like the fit, but the sound was great. Active noise cancellation, fairly decent. The AirPods came with USB-C. The AirPods Pro have been a fantastic product all along, but with USB-C is great in terms of practicality, innovation, no marks there for Apple. That said, there is one company which has given you a big improvement in terms of sound, in terms of battery, and overall in terms of the output. And that happens to be Sony with the XM5s. We've seen the headphones. They're great with noise cancellation. These guys are great as well. Very good in terms of the microphone input as well. If you're on a call, work seamlessly well with Android and with iOS devices. And I think this is perhaps the best audio product on Tech Today in 2023. Well, that brings yet another action-packed episode of Tech Today to an end, and 2023 to an end as well. So all we can tell you from the Tech Today team here is that we are grateful that you've been consuming our content across all platforms, and we're going to put all our efforts to bring you the latest and greatest in tech in several new avatars in 2024. So stay tuned to the India Today group. This is only the beginning. I'm your host Aayush Ailawadi saying until next week, in the next year, in 2024, adios.